Hey gang, Craig Ripley here. Welcome once again to Living Off the Slab. Today we're inside and we're going to play around with a couple of new tools that I purchased for next riding season. The first one is this. This is the Fanttik X8 Apex pump, and this is going to replace my old pump that's starting to die on me a little bit. So we did a review on this video last time, and I really liked this pump on what it did. It left me with, here, let me turn it on and I'll show you. So there we go. So after running this to fill up my truck tires, my motorcycle tires, and my snowmobile tires, a total of a little over 50 PSI that I had to put in those tires. I burned through about half of the charge, probably a little over half of the charge in this battery. So now what I want to do is use another tool from Fanttik to see if we can recharge this pump. And that second tool is this. It is the Fanttik T8 Apex jump battery. And what we're going to do today is not jump anything because I don't have anything to jump, but we are going to use this battery to see if we can recharge that Apex pump that I was showing you last time. Because in reality, that's mostly what this battery is going to do. Sure, we want it there in case we need to jump a bike. That does happen on occasion, but I've only had to do it, I think, maybe twice in the whole time I've been riding. So mostly what these batteries are for is charging these pumps, charging cell phones while you're camping, when you don't have access to electricity and so forth. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to see what the impact of charging that pump is on this battery. Now let me just go through the specifications of this battery for you. The Fanttik T8 Apex pump has a capacity of 75 watt hours, a peak current of 2000 amps. It has an input via USB-C of 20 volts at 3.25 amps max, and an output of a USB-A at 12 volts for 1.5 max amps, and another output for USB-C 20 volt 3.25 max. Now this battery comes with a really nice little carrying sack, a set of jumper cables, and a couple of charging cords. This jump battery retails for $169.97, but they're always having sales. Right now, as I'm making this video, you can find it on sale for $119.97, and you should always check my website at livingofftheslab.com. Go to the gear pages. If I have a coupon code or something, I will pass that on with you. As I'm making this video, there's an additional 10% you can get off this battery. But of course, I don't know how long that's going to last. So again, please go out and check my website for the latest updates on coupons and deals and so forth that they have. Now, when you purchase using the website or the descriptions in this video, we of course get a little bit of a commission on every sale, and it helps to keep all these videos coming. We thank you very much for all your support. All right, so now let's hook these two things up and get that tire pump charging. All right, so I got it all hooked up. I'm going to use the USB-C because that is 3.5 amp. It should charge a little bit faster. As you can see, we had 96% on the battery when we started, and we'll see what it is by the time we get this thing fully charged. All right, guys, we're back, and now this is fully charged. It took just about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours to charge this. And now, let me get the battery up here. Okay, and now the battery is at 50% charge. So, I mean, this is a pretty good sized battery in here. So I guess I'm not that surprised that it took, that much. So if you do want to carry both of these things, and this is going to be primarily for charging this, you can do this about twice. All right, so next up, we're going to charge this cell phone. I just had this old cell phone sitting around, and it had about 45% when I first plugged it in. So we're going to see how long it takes to get it charged up to 100%. So let's see. I'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, we are back now, and that phone is fully charged. It took around 3.5, 4 hours to charge that phone, but I did use a USB micro cable because that's what the phone takes, and so we were on the slower charging port on the battery. So again, doesn't surprise me that it took longer. Now we have that cell phone all charged, and we've got, well, about 28% of the battery life left in this big Apex battery. Now we went from 50 down to 28, so again we used about 22% of the charge to charge that battery. So I guess now the question becomes, is that good? Right? Is 22% of the battery life to charge a cell phone good? Well, I guess the only way that we can answer that question is to compare it to something else. So I have this is the MicroStart battery, right? That is from anti-gravity batteries, and I've had this for a number of years. It's been a great battery. It still works quite well. And I get about 4 to 5 days of charging my cell phone out of this battery. So it uses about 20% per day to charge my cell phone, which is about the same thing that we're getting out of this battery, right? 22% every day to charge your cell phone. So they're roughly equivalent. So if you go out and look on Amazon right now, you're going to find this battery going for about $160 to $170, which is again the same price that the Fanttik T8 battery runs. It's $169 retail, but again, check my website. They often have sales on these batteries. Now let's cover a few things that you need to know about this battery before you buy it. First of all, that is the jumper cables here, right? These are pretty nice jumper cables. They'll work great on your car, and they'll work great on my Triumph because the battery is easy to get to. I can just clip these right on. However, this may be difficult to get to on some motorcycles, or difficult to use on some motorcycles. Like on my Yamaha, I'm probably going to have to slide the battery out in order to get these on. Now again, luckily, this isn't something that we have to do a lot, so that may not be a big deal if you have to jump start something like in my Yamaha WR250. Another thing that you need to know is that these batteries do not come with a charger. Right, that's additional if you want to use the Fanttik charger. What they come with is just a cable, right? This is a USB-C cable, and you plug this into a charger that you already have. Of course, they suggest that you use a 3.5 amp charger when you're charging this battery, which I happen to already have, so I just used that, and it worked quite well. So I did get one question that I want to answer about this battery, and that is somebody asked if you could jump through your SAE connector that many of us have hooked up to our battery to charge over the winter. You know, we hook up a battery tender to it. And I guess the answer to that is I don't think I would do it. Right? I went out and I did a little research on this, and I did find that while Fanttik does not make a connector that you can hook to your bike and then jump through, there are jump connectors that you can get and hook up to your motorcycle. But the standard connector here, the SAE connector that most of us use to hook up our battery tenders, take a look at the different size comparisons to the wires, right? This is what comes with a jumper, and this is the wire that is on the standard battery tender connector, right? There's no way that this wire is going to adequately handle the current that this battery is going to put out. You're liable to melt down the connector, melt down the insulation on the wire, and possibly damage your battery and your bike. So again, don't do it unless you go out and find a specific jump connector. All right, guys, I guess that's it for this video, this review. This Fanttik T8 Apex Jumpstart battery, I think is going to do a really good job for me. It's definitely going to be at least as equivalent to that XP10 that I've had for a number of years, and I think it might even be better at jump starting, right, than that XP10. But again, we have to try it out on something with a dead battery to really know. As far as charging your things in campgrounds and so forth, I think this is going to work great. Again, it works roughly equivalent to the other batteries that I've had in the past. So let me know what you think. If anybody's had experience with this battery or other jumper batteries. And also, again, check out my website if you want to learn more, and there'll be links out there to purchase. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you later. Ride safe.